Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Vanilla Rose Tarot, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on karmic blessings. And so we have three groups to choose from, and we have a feminine deity. I just got this deck and it's so beautiful, so I was really excited to use it. So for the first group we have Oshun, the second group we have Sela, and the third group we have Gaia. Okay. Timestamps will be in the description below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, Group 1. If you chose Oshun, then this is your reading. Such a beautiful card. It's actually one of my favorites in the deck. And I'm going to be reading from the guidebook because it is a new deck for me, and there's specific messages in the guidebook. So, and maybe you'll get something personal from that. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's see if we can see. Yeah. Okay, so Oshun, appreciation. I am the goddess Oshun, and I have come to teach you something. The universe is special in all its details. You do not need to do anything. Just enjoy the beauty of nature and people. Your attentiveness will make the veil of routine fall, and a smile will be born on your lips. It's a sign that your soul is feeding on purity and lightness. Oshun teaches us to put the rush aside to appreciate the beauty of the world. The same situations we experience every day reveal themselves in a mosaic of poetry and joy when we pay attention. After realizing this, we will not forget, and we will walk through a more complete and sensorial world. Oshun is the Yoruba goddess of water and sensuality. Her myths revolve around the flirtations that the goddess maintains with other deities. This divinity appreciates beautiful things and carries a mirror wherever she goes. Oshun devotees move with the fluidity of a river when they dance. They feel like special women, full of passion and seduction. It's really beautiful. I know I butchered some of that. But the vibe I'm getting from this card is a sense of flow and sensitivity and peace. So there's sort of like a feeling of chaos going away. And when we talk about karmic blessings, it usually comes from something ending or closing out some sort of difficulty or some difficult pattern or relationships or situations. And so from that will come a blessing, from closing that out or learning the lesson from that. And so with this card, I'm really getting a sense of feeling the world around you in a new way, almost like seeing things in color again. And it's like you can taste the richness in food again, or in your experiences. And there's a strong sensuality. I mean, with most feminine archetypes, there's a sensuality there, right? Because that's the feminine energy. But there's a sense of feeling renewed in your body again, and feeling this richness. I'm getting like this juiciness from like a ripe fruit, like a ripe mango, and you just like bite into, and all that juiciness is just coming out. And you just enjoy that, right? That fruitfulness. That's what I'm sort of getting, this enjoyment of life coming from you. And with her ruling water, there is a sense of flow, but being bigger, I think, than your circumstances. There's a sense of power to like controlling the tides the way the moon does. There's a sort of like you're more in control of your life and your circumstances than you've ever been before. That's a big feeling I'm getting from this card. And so with that, we're going to move on in the reading and go to the oracle cards and see what comes up. But that's a really beautiful message. She really is one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites, if we're being honest. But especially in this card, I think it's the cover art of the deck. It's just so beautiful. So we're going to get a couple of oracle cards just to get further into what karmic blessings are coming through. And then we're going to do some tarot to get more specific or deeper into the messages. So let's see. Karmic blessings coming in for you. So you want to pull this card, this card. Okay. So first card we have reconciliation. You know, it's funny. I know there's like two people on this card, but I keep seeing this like this passing the torch from like this old version of you to this new version of you. It's almost like you found yourself again. Maybe you lost yourself in certain experiences, or like I said, karmic lessons, that's usually the point of them, right? Is to get back to who you are after going through such turbulence, right? Learning so many things, unveiling parts of yourself. It's all about getting back to who you truly are on a soul level. And I definitely see that in this card. It just feels like you're free, like you can be you again. And that's like the biggest message I'm getting from this card so far. We have fertility. See, this, you have a lot of feminine energy. I mean, obviously we're the feminine deck, but yeah, it's a sense of new life for yourself. Now this could actually be you giving birth, you having a physical baby, but it could also just be, I'm really getting a new sense of self, like you're birthing a new you in your own experience. And that can come with so many different things, because you know our lives are you know, they contain so many different aspects, right? So but it just feels like a new you unfolding. And then finally we have well-being. Yeah, this is 1000%, because you can see her here and she's almost like incubated. And it's like, you know how most of our physical changes happen when we're sleeping. You know, you work out or you eat differently, whatever, all these changes happen when we're sleeping. And then you wake up and then you feel differently, and then you see the changes. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're being prepared for all these changes, and you can see all these beautiful butterflies going to the moon. And that's what I was getting earlier with the moon controlling the tides. It's just a sense of more control over your life and over the circumstances of your life. And it's like you're creating this world for yourself, and you're creating how you want to show up in this world. And this could have been something that you always dreamed of for a long time, but it felt so out of hand, or maybe you felt incapable of doing it. But this karmic blessing is the freedom to do so. There's this like new belief in yourself that you can do anything. And it's like you're rediscovering this like part of yourself that was lost, or more so suppressed than lost. You just kind of lost touch with it, because I'm getting that things were pretty difficult, because it's almost like you were on autopilot for a long time. Like you just kind of had to just go, do, make sure everything was okay. But you didn't really have the chance to just be in your own zone, find this inner peace where you can just tap in and orchestrate things the way that you want them to be. It's kind of like you just had to accept the way things were for the time being, because you didn't feel you had a choice, or maybe you really didn't have a choice. And now that's sort of being opened up for you, where you just have a stronger hand at what's at play in your life. And it just feels really good. It feels really light. It feels very like freeing. It's like you had all this armor on, and now it's being taken off, and now you can move again. You know, you can run again. You can be free in the world again. It's a very freeing type of energy. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm gonna get into the tarot and see if there's anything else I want to come through that's more specific or more details. Yeah, there's just a sense of rediscovering yourself again. Like, yeah, I just keep getting, you were shut off for a long, long time, and now you're kind of waking up. It feels like a sense of waking up. Like 2 more. Oh, 2 more. Okay. Let's see. We have the Ace of Wands. Yes, I was saying that. It's like you're waking up again. And then in this deck specifically, this orange calcite being double pointed, speaks in the guidebook. It speaks about having this control over what you're creating in your life, and it's very, very powerful. And it's sort of like you have this ability to kind of paint your life how you want. And I love that we have this lizard here, because lizards are known for regenerating themselves, right? And that's the sense that I'm getting from you. It's like this renewed sense of life. Like you're starting something over, or you're starting something new. The Five of Swords. Okay. So you may have so I was speaking about you being on autopilot. That may have gotten you to a point of success, but it felt almost empty, because you were on autopilot, right? When you're on autopilot, you're not emotionally connected to anything. You're just kind of just doing. And so this win for you may have felt kind of empty, because you felt like, because you weren't really connected to it. And that may have inspired you to reconnect with yourself in a deeper way, and truly find what it is you want to seek now moving forward. It just feels like a sense of awakening, you know? Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. This is an interesting card. It's like pulling this boulder. And I'm kind of getting that from that armor I was talking about earlier. Like you had this armor, and you were just going and going and going. But you see all this road ahead? There's like, I don't know if you can see over here, there's even like a little road that goes far out, and then it goes like, it's just, there's like this big path that you weren't able to get to because you were pulling this, right? And it just feels like that's being freed. Or maybe that was the karmic lesson attached to this blessing, was you overcoming that and realizing that you wanted something more, something deeper, you know, something more fulfilling. This could have been something where you were striving for success, and you were putting everything on that, and then once you got it, you realized that you wanted something deeper, you know. Maybe you wanted more connections. Maybe you were on your own doing all of this, and I'm just getting you were prioritizing some sort of success or victory instead of connections. And this is any kind of connection. It's just any type of emotional attachment. And now you're realizing that that actually means more to you than you previously realized. Inspiration of Wands. Look how beautiful this card is. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And then we have more butterflies. We have the beautiful lizard again, and the dragonflies, and we have a bunch of stars. There's so much magic coming from within you. And that's that essence that you were missing before, right? This life essence, this connection to life, this passion. It's sort of waking up inside of you. You're cultivating it because that's what you want. You have this freedom to cultivate what you want right now, and it's coming from within you. And that's so beautiful. We have a lot of wands actually too, which is what I get that, because it's wands are the fire element, and it's spirit, and that's sort of your life force, right? That's the thing that drives you, that connects you to everything that you're doing. And so I'm seeing that theme here of just finding this inner part of you again that like wants to be connected to your life. Yeah. Two of Wands, another Wands card. And I do get that you already have a good idea of what it is you want to do or want to create, or where you want to go, because this card is also about deciding where you want to go next. And I was seeing that with the Ten of Wands, of just like these paths laid out ahead of you. I think you already know, or you will know pretty quickly. I think it's really just about feeling like you can do that. I was getting that earlier, where there was something that you felt like you couldn't do because you were too focused on other things, and now you have the ability to do that. And we have the Four of Cups. This is what I was saying. I'm gonna just make a little bit of room here, but this is what I was saying. Do you see how all this is, right, is black and white, and then her hand is moving and turning everything into color? That's exactly what I said earlier. I remember saying that. I'm pretty sure I said it, where everything is in black and white. And now it's like, I said that earlier. I think I said that with the ocean card. Oh my god, that's so crazy. It's funny. I've been doing like readings forever. Not just here on YouTube, just like in my life. I've been doing readings forever, and it never ceases to amaze me how these things come together. But this is exactly what I was picking up on. It's just like you're turning your life from this black and white world to a world full of color. Like, look at that. And then there's just, even in the leaves, you see all these sparkles here? I hope it's picking it up, yeah. And it's just like these little bits of magic just showing up everywhere in your life, and now you being emotionally connected to it, because before you weren't. The Four of Cups is a lot about being emotionally disconnected because you have such a strong focus on this one thing, but you're not emotionally connected to what's actually around you or what's being offered to you. But now you get to control what you're emotionally connected to, what you want to do, and how you show up for it, and what you can cultivate. It's actually a really powerful thing to be able to manifest whatever you want, right? And it really comes down to that, because that's sort of the power that you have right now, is that you're able to, and it's more centered around feeling, but you're able to just bring in the experiences that you want to have, because that's really what I'm getting here. It's more about the experience of something more than the actual like physical reward, because I'm getting that you would have already had that, but it's just this emotional detachment from it. And so now you're what I would say the biggest karmic blessing coming in for you is fulfillment. It is fulfillment. And it's so big and bold, and you're birthing it, you're creating it, it's coming from within you. And so it lights you up from the inside, and it creates a world full of color all around you, and it's extremely beautiful. It's like, wow, your reading was so light filled and magical. It's this magical part of you that's waking up, and you're able to just color your world with it. It's such a light energy. It's really, really beautiful. But that's all I'm getting for you for your reading today. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you got something from it. I hope you connected with it. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye guys. Hi group 2. If you chose Selah as your deity or goddess, and this is your reading. I love all the cards in this deck. It's so gorgeous. I'm actually going to read from the guidebook because it's such a new deck and there are specific messages in the deck, in the guidebook. So we'll see what comes through. Okay, so we have priorities. I understand that you want to handle everything at the same time. I see your effort, but don't be afraid to choose and prioritize tasks. Life will continue its flow. Not everything depends on you. Selah teaches us to better reflect on everything we consider our responsibility, so that we learn to value what is truly essential to us. She knows that we feel a huge desire to achieve everything at once, but that is impossible. Choosing always means giving something up, and we must be at peace with that. One task at a time, well done, will be worth much more than spreading our focus in multiple directions. For the Luhya people of Kenya, Selah was the first woman. She lived in a suspended house to protect her children from the dangers of the world. These children represent the human race and would one day live on the ground. Wow. So the message I was getting from that, just as a overall, I feel like the world is going to get quiet for you, and you'll be able to zero in on something that you could really pour your all in. This feels like a project. This could be an actual, this actually came up in group 1, but this could be an actual baby. She is pregnant on the card. But it feels more like a project or something that's for you. I get that you get to focus now on something that is just yours. like you get to really think about yourself now and what you want to create. Like it feels like one big thing, and there was just a lot of noise before. So karmic lessons are usually attached to karmic blessings are usually attached to karmic lessons, and they come in when we've completed or learned these lessons, or broken some sort of cycle that was hindering us in some way, right? So for you, it feels like what was going on was a lot of noise. I just keep feeling like a lot of static in my ears, and a lot of focus on what other people wanted you to do. I keep getting like you were pouring yourself into other people, and other people were getting so much of you that you were feeling pretty empty a lot. And now it's like you probably ended some relationships or just pulled away from some people, because I keep getting, and I'm actually looking at the card now, and I'm seeing all these hands, and they're outside hands reaching for your energy. You know what I mean? And this could be like energy vampires, right? Some people are energy vampires and don't even realize that they are, you know? And I feel like you were in that environment of people kind of pulling on your energy and just pulling and pulling and pulling. This is a very people pleaser kind of energy, kind of personality, I feel. And for you to have come out of that, you would have created boundaries, right? And you would have been able to say no to certain people or certain things, and just started to pour into yourself. And so from there, right, comes the opportunity to pour that into something you want for you. So this feels more like independence. This feels like more control over your life, but in a personal way, not so much, because I did come up, you may resonate with group one, because I did come up in group one, but this feels sort of like the opposite of group one, where group one was more about the outer world. For this group, this is more about the inner world, about your personal energy, and you having sort of this like inner personal power and the ability to protect yourself. It feels like you're becoming very strong-willed and disciplined, and you're able to cultivate something from that discipline. Yeah, it feels like strong sense of self-discipline. So I'm gonna put this card over here for now. Well, actually for the rest of the reading. And then we're gonna pull some oracle cards to get a better idea of what these karmic blessings are. And then after that, we're gonna do some tarot to get some specifics. I try not to like do it on the table because it shakes, but I can't help it. Because it gives it like, you know, it gives the cards obviously somewhere to land. So I'm sorry if it gets shaky. That's just tends to happen in my videos. That's just where I'm at right now, okay? That's two. Actually, I'll put both of these. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, I'll take it. I was only gonna do 3 cards. You got like 5. Okay. Ooh, there's some noise going on outside. Sorry if you can hear that or if it's distracting. Okay, we're gonna pull from like this group, and then we'll do this group. So we'll see. I'm getting they kind of are bunched together. They came out all together, so it's kind of like maybe they equal or whatever. Let's just see. We have psychic abilities. Ooh. And home. I got super excited when I saw home. I don't know why. Yeah, that's what I get from that is like this sense of it's almost like a spiritual protection. And that's what I mean about boundaries. It's like oh, I'm getting like so many not weird, but like tingly feelings over my body. It's like you've been activated into this like psychic powerhouse, and it's like you don't even have to say anything. You can just sort of create this boundary. You know what it's reminding me of? If any of you guys used to watch Charmed, the original series, which was like one of my favorite, still is one of my favorite shows, but it was one of my favorite shows growing up. And what I'm getting from this is Prue. She was the oldest witch, and she had the power of Jesus. I don't know why it's going away from me, but she could move things with her mind. I don't know why that I'm getting a blank from what that's called. But anyway, she was able to move things with her mind, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting. She would use her eyes and her fingers, but throughout the series she became more and more powerful. She was actually the most powerful out of all of them because she was the oldest, and so she was also able to astral project later on in the series, and that's what I'm getting. She had this sort of psychic power to be able to do things with her mind. And that's what I'm getting from this. It's sort of like you can protect yourself in your life with just your mind. That's how powerful you're becoming within yourself. It's like it's like this like nobody can fuck with you kind of feeling. It's very strong. I was getting that very strongly from this psychic abilities card. Because you can, I mean, look at her facial expression right now. She's just like, who would want to mess with her? She's so powerful. You know what I mean? That's the vibe I'm getting from you. It's like nobody can fuck with you. It's like, I got this. And you don't have to say anything or do anything. This is just like your vibe. Like, this is your aura. It's very, very powerful. It's becoming very, very powerful. And you don't, just people being around you can sense that. You just give that off. It's just emanating from you, this sort of like powerhouse where it's very, very protected. So let's go into your next pile here. We have well-being, truth, and career. Okay, so it's all there. Let's put it all together. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. I have like OCD, and the way that things look, I try not to focus on it too much because then I will never stop focusing on it. But I hope that's okay. Anyway, so with well-being, truth, and career, it's like you're able to see through things. I'm looking at this truth card, and it's making me feel like you can see who matches your energy, or who, like, you can see inside people, like their core, and you can see what they're really about, what their true intentions are. And it doesn't even have to be that they're bad people. It could just be that they don't align with who you are and where you are right now. Because I'm getting that you're taking your health and your healing very seriously. With this well-being card, you're very, very protective of who you are and who you're becoming and the life that you are protecting. I'm getting this is like it feels very intimate, you know, very personal. Like you have like a circle with your family or just a group of people around you. And even as I'm saying that, I'm sort of like interlocking my fingers with one another, because I'm getting this like really strong like lock in with your people. You're very, very protective, and you may have not felt very strong in the past. That's what I'm getting, that you had to sort of break out of that. And so you're trying to you're feeling the strength growing within you, and you're honoring that, and you're honing that, and you're taking it very seriously. But you're noticing that you can sort of see through people now, and through what they're about on the surface. And so much so that maybe you do want to make this, or you'll have an opportunity to make this a living, or this could be something that you do for a living. Maybe there's a job will come up. It could be that. It could be that okay, so a karmic blessing could be that you get an opportunity to do this, or to be able to implement this into a career, into a job, or some sort of something. It's something that you never thought you would have been able to do. And not just you, like I think people who know you would have never guessed that you would be doing something like this. It does feel like a new path, a new career path, a new job that would sort of demand this from you, this ability to discern what people are about or what they do. I honestly, nothing is coming to me as an example. I have no idea what this could be. If any of you know what this could be, please tell me. Please leave a comment and let me know, because I would love to know what this could be about. And I know it would be different for everyone, but it just feels like some sort of job that would depend on either your like psychic abilities or your ability to have really strong boundaries or to see people's true intentions. There's something about that, and it is feeling because you did this, you came from sort of this like feeling of being very small in the world, and then you broke out of that, and then you expanded so much into a powerhouse, and now you get to utilize that in a completely new way, like out in the world where other people like pay you for that. You know what I mean? Like you're able to, it's almost like a a psychic security guard. It kind of feels like that. I've never heard of that actually being a thing, but if it is, let me know. Because that's so cool. But it's something along the lines of that. Even if it's a job, you know, that's more of the mundane nature, it's still something where you would utilize these strengths, you know, these qualities that you have, and they really set you ahead. So that's the karmic blessing is really like this crazy inner strength and power to defend. You're like a spiritual cop. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna get into the tarot now and see what other messages want to come through. I don't want to do too much of this. Like I said, it drives me crazy when it starts shaking, but I can't help it. This is how I shuffle, and then I don't like fully shuffle because I don't want to like shake off the camera. But, oh, okay. I'll take that card in a minute. I'm just gonna pull the rest of your cards. So this whole thing wants to come out. Okay, I'm just gonna. I don't know why this whole little group of cards wants to come out, so I'll take that. But let me see the card. So, and we have the Embodiment of Pentacles. Look at that. And that's what I was saying. This has an opportunity to give you like money, like a lot of money from this like inner power you have. Wow, this is a lot of cards. I don't know how I'm gonna fit all this here, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Make a way for it. Oh, look at that, the world. Oh, that's so beautiful. Can you just like feel the magic of this card? Can you imagine just seeing this like physically? Wow, the world. Yeah, it's like the whole world is opening up for you because you stop playing small. I'm getting this like you are this powerhouse. Jeez. The Hermit. Show me the way. I heard show me the way. I'm gonna pull yours cards feel like they're trying to tell me a story, so I'm gonna just pull them all out and see what it's saying to me. So that's the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords. Trying to fit everything. Embodiment of Swords. So embodiment is the king in traditional tarot. Alright, so I want you to be able to see all the cards, so I'm gonna stop here and then I'll pull the rest of these. It's just two. I'll pull them after I look at these. Alright, and I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but it will bother me like crazy until I... Okay, we'll leave it at that. I know that some of it is not fully in the camera. Alright, okay, it's fine. Can you tell how neurotic I am? Anyway, okay, so yeah, so you're getting into this position of power where you can make, this is again with the King of Pentacles, Embodiment of Pentacles with the career. It's like you get to make a career of this, or you get to, or maybe you feel more confident within yourself that you're able to do something that you never thought you could do before. It doesn't necessarily have to be with it, like, you know, you don't necessarily have to be a spiritual cop. but it's a job where you feel like you kind of are, you know what I mean, even just within yourself, like this is something you can do now because you didn't feel like you could before, but now you can. And so that opens you up. It's something that you feel like before you would have never been able to do. And I know I said that earlier. I keep getting that message of not just you, but the people around you are like, wow, you really grew into something crazy big. Like, it's really the caterpillar to the butterfly type of effect here, where, you know, the butterfly gets to fly. The caterpillar could have never flew, you know, and so from the caterpillar's mindset, it's like, I can never do something like that. I'm a caterpillar. This is like, I don't even have the physical ability to do that, right? But then obviously it goes into the cocoon and becomes the butterfly. And that's what I'm getting here. This was like your cocoon. The hermit, it's like you went into this this space, right? And I find it so interesting that we have a door with a blue light and then a door with a green light, right? Which way will you go? And then we have here this green and then to the blue, and then, oh my god, a butterfly. I didn't even see it earlier. But it's almost like you didn't even get to choose. You got to embody both, because that's how powerful you became. Where it was something where you probably thought you had to pick one or the other, but then you went down this path and you were able to combine both. So maybe this is sort of like your masculine and feminine energies, right? Where you can do something and remain intuitive or psychic and still take that out into the world, right? That's bringing two together, right? That's going back to this new job opportunity where you get to utilize both, where you can do something, right, physical, which would be that masculine energy, but utilizing your intuition and your psychic abilities, that's that feminine energy, and become this sort of powerhouse, because you become so good at combining both. And so because of that, because you didn't even have to choose, and you have two keys here, right, in the middle, that's what I'm saying, you have the ability to do both, and that allows you to move forward out of this this like cocoon period, right, where you went into. But it's also that feeling of being small where you can't do much, and then it frees you, and it swords, right? This frees your mind. You can see this now. It's not something that you just hope to have. You see yourself becoming this powerhouse, and it allows you to move differently in the world. So it's that same feeling of your personal power. And the funny thing is, like, we have earth here, which is feminine energy, right, and we have air, which is masculine energy, and they're like bookends on this reading, right, and this in the cards. And so you've mastered sort of that feminine physical culmination energy, and then you mastered the mental sort of applying it to the world, the strategy part of it, right, of how to apply this. And now you just have this, like, all these opportunities to be something really just strong. I just keep getting this, like, powerhouse. You know what's coming up for me? I don't know if you guys know this show. It was Jessica Jones. It was a show on Netflix, but then they moved it to, sorry, I'm checking that. They moved it to Disney, because Marvel is owned by Disney. And that's, it's, her being a woman obviously makes her feminine, but she has such masculine energy, because her power, it's just funny that this is coming up again, was physical strength. She was extremely strong. She could just, like, move mountains, you know. And she became a private detective because she was able to do that. She was able to utilize her power. And that's sort of the message that I'm getting from you. Maybe you would want to watch it. I loved that show. It was so good. Maybe you could watch that show and get some inspiration from that, because that's what I'm getting. And I think that she actually started off early in her life as like feeling small or different. I think was she an orphan? No, she wasn't an orphan. I don't think she actually was an orphan. It was something like that. But she became this powerhouse because I think they experimented on her or whatever, and she got this power. But anyway, regardless, she became a powerhouse, and she was able to utilize that in her career as a job. And so that's what I'm getting for you, is like, you get to see your inner power, and now you get to do something where you get money for it. And so these two cards that we have Awakening and Seven of Cups. Look at that. That's so beautiful. This is what this is so great, because it's like you're seeing, and you're definitely divinely guided here, because, I mean, how can you not be with this? Look at that. Like, geez. And then you have, I'm trying to put it here. So I want to mess up the layout of the cards. Okay. That's just gonna leave it like that. All right. So yeah, you're definitely awakening, right? That's the Judgment card. This is, it can also represent resurrection. So this is a part of you that's waking up, that you, again, that you didn't you weren't connected to before, but you weren't supposed to be. That's what karmic lessons are. You weren't supposed to be before. You were supposed to grow to this point. It was always supposed to be like this. This path, this journey was always supposed to lead you to this point. You weren't supposed to be born this way. I keep, again, that caterpillar to the butterfly. You were supposed to be born a caterpillar and then transform into the butterfly. That's what makes you that powerhouse. And so you're ready with the awakening card to become that butterfly. And now the Seven of Cups, look at all these options available to you now. You even have like this beautiful rainbow. It feels like a miracle. It's just these options were not available to you before, and that's not in your head. It's not you making excuses. It really just wasn't available to you before. A caterpillar cannot fly. It does not have wings, right? But it becomes the butterfly that has wings and then can fly. So this was a journey. This was a long journey to this point, but that's the point that you're at now, and that's that karmic blessing, right? Was the growth, was the evolving, the evolution that you went through to get to this point. So that's what you have. And that's all that I'm getting for this reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing this because I could feel it inside. I can feel this like power. It's really beautiful. And I hope that you can feel it within yourself, because it's there and it is ready to come out and be utilized. It's definitely not meant to be dormant. It's not something that you're just going to be sitting on. It's so powerful that you're going to have to do something with it. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, this is all I have, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group 3. If you chose Gaia, then this is your reading. Gaia is my number one like goddess that comes through for me all the time. From when I was younger, when I started like my spiritual journey, she was the first one. She's always the biggest one that comes through. I have a very, very, very personal connection with Gaia, and I love that she came up in this reading. I was curious if she would, and here she is. She always shows up for me. So I love that she showed up for you guys, and I'm so curious to see what she has to say, what's coming through for you. So I'm gonna read from the guidebook because this is a new deck and there's specific messages in here that I think could be really helpful. So, and then we're gonna go. So let's see. Okay. Hope you can see it. All right, Gaia, roots. You have walked through so many places. You've met so many people. You've cried and you've laughed. You have changed and seen the world change. But don't forget that everything moves in cycles, and it's time to go back. All this baggage will only make full sense when you revisit your roots. The goddess Gaia wants to show us that much of our essence depends on our connection with our origins. Our roots can take the form of a place, a group of people, a lifestyle, or even a way of thinking. They are like mirrors that help us evaluate ourselves and decide what steps we should take in our future. In Greek mythology, Gaia is the goddess of the earth. Born from primordial chaos, Gaia managed to give life without needing a male counterpart. Thus, she gave birth to mountains, rivers, seas, and living beings. How fucking beautiful is that? Yeah, she's Mother Earth, you know. She's everything. She's everything that we experience, you know, going through this world, living here. This is all her. Everything. Even what you think isn't of the earth, it's of the earth because it's here, right? Even if you think it's like man-made, guess what? Man-made is still earth-made because man is earth-made, and everything we do comes from here, from what we get on the earth. Even if we create it in a lab, it's still with things that we got from the earth. Everything is from the earth, everything. And our physical world, it's all her. It's just, she's everything. And so for you, she's saying, you know, to get back to your roots. This is about getting back to that essence, right, of realizing that at the core of everything. It's funny that I said that because that's what I'm getting, is getting back to the core of you. Everything that you do, everything that happens, right, it comes from deep within you. So this reading, we're talking about karmic blessings, and so karmic blessings, they come from karmic lessons, right? these sort of karmic cycles are things that, you know, we've gone through for an extended period of time. Usually karmic lessons are karmic cycles, will come from karmic cycles, and they, for the most part, they're pretty big ones, right? Karmic usually means like a big thing. It can be small, but it's more usual for us to be a big overarching theme in our life. So a karmic blessing comes when we learn the lesson, when we break the cycle, when we make the change. So what I'm getting from Gaia, from this card, is you were kind of living with a mask, you know, or you've become, through over time, this isn't something that happened overnight, but you've become someone that you probably never expected that you would become, or whoever you are now, or whatever it is you're doing, feels very far off from who you truly are, who you really feel you are, or who you were, you know, a long time ago, maybe as a child. Sort of, I get the sense that you lost your true essence. But this being a karmic blessing reading, this is something that you would have recently or will soon break, you know, or learn or understand. This is something that gets completed, because that's when the karmic blessing comes in. So you would have realized that you're living in a way that isn't aligned with who you truly are, and you're reconnecting, or you want to reconnect to who you truly are. This does feel like a way you were in childhood. This could be habits, or maybe it's a physical thing. Maybe there was a certain way that you looked as a child that you moved away from growing up. There's something about childhood here, and yeah, I know we're talking about roots, but it's not. It's like a way that you were. It doesn't have to be as a small child. This could be young adulthood too, you know, or late teens. There's something there that you had, or you had an idea of, and you were holding on to, but you lost sight of it. But now you're getting back to. I know that was like a little jumbled mess, but you're getting back to the beginning. It's like a do-over, right? There we go. It's like you're getting a do-over, and you're going back to do something the way you really wanted to do it. So we're gonna get some oracle cards to get a little bit more into the karmic blessings, to see what exactly is coming in for you from breaking away. So I'm getting you were breaking away from this false identity. There it is. False identity. Yeah, that's what I was getting. That was the first thing that came through. A mask. You had a mask, and it was a false identity. It's not. It's like you were a kid, right? And something happened. There was this big change. Maybe you moved. Maybe some new people came in. Maybe you went to a new school. Something changed, and it created this like split, right? And you went into a new direction, and you became someone that didn't feel like you through that. And now you've made all the changes, or you've broken everything down. You've purged all these feelings, these emotions, these from these wounds, right? You purged them out, and now you're getting a second chance to do things the way you really wanted to do them, as you, not being someone else. It's like you felt like you were someone else. Okay. It's like you're getting your identity back. Yeah, I keep getting that. You're getting your identity back. I actually really want to take this card. Okay. I had to fix something. Okay. So we have boundaries. Yeah. It's funny how all the groups are connected by like one little thing. This is something that I was getting pretty heavily in the second group. You may want to watch the second group, because I can see a connection with this card for the second group. But yeah, it's almost like a ritualistic feeling of like maybe you had some sort of, I was gonna say had some sort of spiritual work done. Maybe you had some Reiki, or some sort of meditation, some guided meditation. Maybe it's something spiritual where you found yourself again in a way. It's like, and I'm seeing this infinity. It's like it was always there. It was just different. It's like you went into two, I keep seeing it like two paths, and you went down one, but it kind of like looped around and led you back to the beginning of the second one. I know that's not going to make sense for everyone because this reading is not for everyone. This is for a very select few group of people. I don't expect a lot of people to pick this group because it's not for the majority of people. I'm getting that this is a very selective reading. So if it doesn't resonate, please just choose a different group or another reading, because this one is very specific, I'm getting. And for the people who this is for, you'll understand immediately and you'll get what it's saying to you, or at least parts of it, you know, because it is general. But yeah, it's just like it looped around, because you're gonna notice with that path is that things would have been repeating, right? The same types of people and same types of experiences, but you would have realized that you yourself were laying dormant, like almost like you were living on the sidelines watching everyone else live their lives. And it would have been unusual in the sense that things that happened, like they wouldn't normally happen. I think people would have said that to you too, like, that's odd that you went through that, or that this is happening in this way for you. You would have noticed like sort of unusual things happen in your life, and in both aspects, in a way to keep you on the sideline, but as well to kind of support you. I know, again, that doesn't make sense, but for the people who get it will understand what I'm saying, in the sense that like you were living almost invisible, but you were also like taken care of. Like it's almost like living with your parents, like living at home. It's like you don't really have to do much, but you're provided for the most part, you know. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting there. It's like you were able to sort of live in the shadows, but down that path, it would have led you to face yourself over and over and over and over again. I'm actually getting this sort of spiral. I'm getting down to the core of you and breaking out of that to start again as like this renewed version of you. And now you get to kind of go out into this world again the way you want to, the way you feel like you were supposed to before. Definitely feeling like a second chance at something. You have career. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is like maybe it's a childhood dream that you never got the chance to pursue because you didn't feel like you could, and now, like again, I keep getting this message of this path leading you back down to the core of yourself, where now you're like, all right, I'm just gonna go after this because screw it, I'm just gonna do it the way I want to do it, and I'm gonna show up how I want to show up. Maybe you felt like people viewed you in a certain way, and you had to break out of that mold to show up in the way that you feel that you are supposed to show up. Yeah, again, I'm getting that false identity. I keep getting that. Strength. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's what I know. I don't know why I did that. I'm just like, it's like this. I know that's like her leg, but I keep getting it like a lightning. Like, you may have been very connected to animals. You may have felt like you could only connect to animals, like you couldn't connect to people in a deep way because they couldn't see who you really were, but animals always could. And that's sort of that you probably had a really strong connection with animals because they're the only ones who made you feel like who you really are. They made you feel seen. You never felt seen by other people, again, because of that false identity and commitment. That's beautiful. Yeah, with commitment, it's like you're committing to life in a new way. It's like you're committing to yourself. But see, like, one of the other groups, I can't remember if it was group 1 or 2, but it was the sense of waking up. I think that might have been group 1. But for you, it doesn't feel like you're waking up. because it feels like that other part of you was always there, but it's like this false identity was the one taking the lead, like driving the car, but this true you was like riding passenger seat. You know what I mean? And so that's why you could never really connect to anything on a person, like in a deep way, because you always felt like the wrong version of you was showing up and the true version of you was just watching. And now again, I know that's not going to make sense to a lot of people, but that's how it's coming through. And so, you know, for those who resonate with it, it will obviously apply. But yeah, I just keep getting, but now that version of you that was in the driver's seat, that was taking the lead, is just switching places. Now it's going, because that version of you is still valid. It's still who you had to be to learn the karmic lesson, right? It was necessary. It protected you. It got you through some pretty big experiences. But now it's time for that one to take the back seat or the passenger seat. And you, the true you that was on the sidelines, to take the driver's seat and begin, you know, and now leading you forward. So that's sort of what's happening for you. I don't know if you guys can hear the barking, but maybe that's confirmation, like, let's go, you know? But let's get into your tarot cards. Let's get a little bit more information. She'll stop in a minute if that's bothering anybody. Pop out right away. This one. I'm gonna take these two. Okay. So we'll get into these ones that came out. We have the Eight of Cups and the Moon. Ooh, I love the colors matching in these two cards. Okay, so so the Moon, as you know, represents our deeper selves, you know, our deeper emotions. I always like to think that that's like our true selves, is that moon energy. And I love that this cord, this magical cord here is like taking place after cutting this very depleted cord. It's like you, again, it's like you're cutting this like false way of being, this false identity, and now your true identity is taking its place. It's taking its form, you know. And with this owl, it's like I said, it wasn't like sleeping or not there. It was always there. You were always aware of this other version of you. Is that now it gets to come forward. It was always there within you, you know. And you felt that. You felt like you were living a false identity. Maybe not a false life, but definitely a false identity. It didn't feel like you were the one who was showing up. And so you were probably not fully in to your life. Like you didn't make decisions that you really cared about because you felt like it wasn't really you making these, you know, decisions. It's like kind of like you were floating around in your life instead of actually taking part in it. And this is not like autopilot. This is just literally like not being in full control of not in the sense of autopilot though, because that's, even in autopilot we still have control, we're just attached. But with you it feels more like just hidden. Just hidden. We have the Six of Cups. That's what I was saying, childhood, remember earlier? There's a sense of the real you. Was that you would have lived some part of your life as who you felt was the real you. That there was a part in your life where you had that experience and it felt so good, and you may go back to that experience in your head a lot to feel like, I want to go back to that. I want to feel like that again. I want to be around people like that, you know. This sort of like freedom, this this happiness, this joy, the sense of joy. Yeah, so a big karmic blessing for you is joy coming back in your life and you getting to fully show up for it. This is your karmic blessing, just straight up, is you getting your identity back. That's living your life as you. And whatever that means for you, you'll know. That's what the blessing is for you. We have Action of Wands, which will be the Knight of Wands. Look at this rainbow path you have. Ugh. So this actually feels like the path you were on before, where everything was, because it's like a desert, right? So where everything was dried up, you weren't really able to get much from your experiences. I'm getting like nourishment. It wasn't, again, it's because you were not the one showing up for them. It's just you were living on the sidelines, but now the blessing is you get to be a part of it. And so now you get to experience, it's almost like you're experiencing life for the first time. Like, you get to do these things that are probably normal things that everyone gets to do, but you never feel like you got a chance to do them because you weren't able to. It wasn't you, you know? And now it's such a blessed path for you, because I'm getting also the sense of Jesus, what is the word? Of like a, this isn't the word I was looking for, but of a rebalancing. Like you're getting back what you didn't have before, because it was an imbalance. It was an imbalance of you being without for so long, and now you're entering a period where you're going to be receiving massive amounts of blessings. It's more than just abundance. It's like a downpour, because it's making up for what you didn't have before. It really was like a desert, and now you're getting all this rain where, you know, you'll be nourished and feeling alive, feeling your senses are coming alive, you know. And it's a sense of I'm getting this message of like someone. I recently saw Selena Gomez, her fiance created this experience for her because she never went to prom, and so he set up like this prom photo shoot for her, and she was like so happy and she was enjoying it. I'm getting a sense like that, where you never got to enjoy something before and now you get to enjoy it, because there's this like rebalancing happening in your life, and that's, it just feels like you get to do something, many things actually that you didn't get to do before. That's what I mean about getting a second chance to do things the way you didn't get to do them before. This is that looping back to the beginning, to do things the way you feel like you were supposed to do them before, or the way you wanted to do them before. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, it's so beautiful. The Tree of Life here in gold. This is what I mean. You're getting a second chance to do life again. That Tree of Life. This is entering the world, right? Entering again. It's like this path has opened up for you again. And I don't know, maybe you experienced some sort of like spiritual death where something would have shifted drastically for you in the way that you view the world, in the way that you view yourself. Then now you get to start again. And this would have cleared out a lot of the old. You may feel like you're starting from scratch again. There's just a strong feeling of starting your life over on your terms. But it's not just on your terms. This is what I mean. It's not like just what you're doing. It's who you are that's showing up. This is all about your identity. It's like, here you go, you get your life back, and now you get to be the person you get to be. It's like when you're playing a game and you were playing as one character for a while, and it was like, this was never like the character you wanted to be. But now the game is restarted, and now you get to be who you really are. You get to do the game over as who you really are, the character you truly wanted to be, who you really feel connected as. And this is I know I said this earlier, like group 2, you may feel connected to it because this card came up in group 2, but for you, and it came up in a similar way, but for you it's a little bit different because it's like that character again, right? You get to choose what character traits you want to have. You get to choose what you want to look like, how you want to look like, how you get to interact with people. Are you a person that like laughs really loudly? Or are you a person that's a little bit more quiet? Are you someone who's like really clever and sarcastic? You know what I mean? Like, you get to build yourself up how you want. It's like a doll. And then now you get to go live your life as this doll that you created, you cultivated. It's, yeah, it's like your blessing is life itself, how you want it. Two of Wands. Yeah, yeah. You definitely may have been connected to another group, but with the Two of Wands, this is the freedom to choose where you want to go, how you want to live. It's the same message coming up over and over and over again. They really want to implement this to you, that you're getting the opportunity to live the life you've always dreamed of, as who you always dreamed of being. You may have looked up to a lot of people who had the characteristics of someone you wish to be, and now you get to be that. And however way is good for you, don't let anyone else, dictate how, what's the right or wrong way to be who you are. It's, you decide that. And I think that's something that you're learning, or you've already learned. With that boundaries card, you've definitely isolated your own voice and separated everyone else's voices. Because that feeling of that false identity was definitely fed into by other people, because that's what they saw from you. They didn't know it was a false identity, but you knew. And there would have been certain people that you would have came across in your life that saw the real you, and then that's that time period here, and you got to experience what that felt like, right? To be like your true self. And then you wound up going back to that place where you weren't, and people saw you as this false version of you, and you got to see how that felt, and that felt awful, that felt horrible. And I think from that point, you've been on this journey to get back to you, to live in a world that is yours, and these people who saw this false identity, some of them are still going to be around, some of them are not, but the ones who are, they're going to see this new you, and they may on their own sort of back away because they would have gotten used to this person that isn't you. And, that's on them. That's not on you. And then there's some who see the changes and are really happy for you and really appreciate this new you. And it's like the old is falling away, and there's new life growing in its place. It's not something else coming in to take its place. It's just in that same place, life is growing again. It's coming, from your perspective. So, yeah, welcome to your new life. It's really, really beautiful, and you're really, really beautiful. And I hope you get to enjoy everything that you've always wanted. It's really beautiful. So that's all I'm getting for your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you got from it what you needed. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.